What locked in really means. Being locked in doesn't mean being disciplined. Discipline is about consistency, showing up even when you don't want to. But being locked in is something deeper. It means pouring maximum effort, care, and attention into an endeavor you've chosen, something that actually matters to you. Maybe it's debating a topic you're passionate about, winning your next Counter-Strike promotional game, building a business, or becoming the best in your field. When you're locked in, there's no room for distraction or half efforts. You become fully absorbed in the process. Why it's hard to get locked in and stay there? It's difficult to reach that state and even harder to sustain it, I know. Why? Because locking in forces you to face your fears, and most people would rather hide from them. Often we're not even conscious of what we're avoiding, or our subconscious keeps that truth buried under layers of justification and comfort. The hidden fears that keep you out. You might fear failure or fear of judgment. You might fear disappointing the people closest to you. You might even fear suppression from your closest people. Or worst of all, you might fear discovering that you're not as good as you think you are at the thing you take pride in. These are fears, and these fears are powerful because they shape behaviors quietly. You don't confront them directly, you hide behind rationalization. The false locked in state. Sometimes you convince yourself you're locked in when you're not. For example, maybe you dive into a video game, fully focused, performing at your best. You feel productive, but deep down, you know you'll never go professional. You're using that state as a mask, a way to feel the satisfaction of focusing without risking failure in that what truly matters. That's not entirely bad though. In fact, if you do it consistently, it's a form of training. You're strengthening the focus muscles. But if you never transfer that focus to something meaningful, something that contributes to your growth or the world's, then it's wasted potential. Why be locked out when things go wrong? Even in a low-risk situation, when people lose focus, moments things start wrong. Even in low-risk situations, many people lose focus the moment things start going wrong. That reaction comes down to emotional control, or the lack of it, if I'm honest. And let me tell you, this is the topic I care most deeply about, and it's kind of my mission in this world to teach others to control. When failure hits, negative emotions rise, frustration, anger, self-blame. Your brain overheats trying to fight them. Maybe you're blaming yourself for incompetence, mental, emotional, or physical. Maybe you're frustrated at others for not matching your expectations. Either way, the inability to manage emotion becomes the wall between you and your locked-in state. Learning to handle those emotions doesn't just make you calm, it preserves your mental energy. It keeps you in the zone. The energy cost of locking in. The locked-in state requires energy, and the more you hide from your inner truth, the less efficiently that energy is used. Your mental battery drains faster because you're spending power fighting yourself. Life is about balance. You need locked-out periods to rest and reflect, but the goal is to grow your efficiency when you are locked in. That starts with self-awareness. Learn what triggers your emotions. Be empathetic towards others, but also be ruthless when needed. Trust yourself enough to take ownership of your direction. Sometimes the best thing you can do is change environments or take time alone so you can stay locked in without external interference. Use that solitude to discover who you are, what matters most, and where you want your energy to go. The biological reality. There are also biological fears and factors, that affect your ability to stay locked in. Chemical imbalances, overactive fear centers like the amygdala, or fluctuating serotonin levels, etc. These things are real and they can hold you back. That's why starting safe and alone and even seeking professional help can be a smart move. This shouldn't be an excuse for yourself to justify not putting in your best effort, but rather give you the guidance of no, maybe you do need professional help. But remember this from a really great movie, a quote I heard. Growth for the sake of growth is the ideology of a grand... Growth for the sake of growth is the idea... Growth for the sake of growth is the ideology of a cancer cell. God, I hate these pronunciations. Your locked-in state must be rooted in purpose. Not ego, not validation. Purpose. Peace.